So Archana, you are coming from Prayagraj.
Yes, sir.
And you come from a very holy city of the country.
Yes, sir.
Lot of events going on now, and
Yes, sir.
one of them is the Kumbh Mela.
Yes, sir.
What do you understand by Kumbh Mela, and where generally this is organized?
So basically the word Kumbh means Kalash, and the organization of Kumbh Mela takes place at 4 places, and Prayagraj is the only place where all kinds of Kumbh Mela takes place. Like there are 4 kinds of Kumbh Melas, Ardh Kumbh, Purna Kumbh, then Kumbh, and then we have Magh Mela also here. So this is the only place where all 4 kinds of Kumbh Mela takes place. Other than Prayagraj, there is Haridwar.
What is the mythological theory behind this Kumbh Mela? Anything that you know about it?
So, as for the mythological theory, there was this rishi called Rishi Durvasa. He was born from the anger of the Lord Shiva. So, once he got angry about something, and he gave that curse to the gods that their powers will become half. So, as to increase their power, as to regain their power, the Devtas all went to the Vishnuji, and he told all the Devtas that they have to do Samudra Manthan, and after that they will get an Amrit from that, and after drinking that Amrit they will regain their power.
Do you think that do you believe in this theory?
So,
Do you believe in this theory of this Amrit Manthan and other things?
Sir, I believe in
Is there any
spirituality.
scientific proof of this?
So, as for the scientific proof, I think that river Ganga is a very holy Ganga, and a lot of scientific theories have proven that, because Ganga has a very great power to purify itself. That river Ganga's water never becomes spoiled. So I think that it is one of the aspect that it is a.
See, never goes bad or never goes, I would not agree with you, because I find a lot of pollution in the Ganges.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you have got to say about this Ganges water?
So, as our PM Shri Narendra Modi have also started the Namami Gange program, in which he's trying to purify the Ganga river water as it was earlier. So, because there are a lot of factories which has been built along the river side, and a lot of waste has been getting in the water from the factories only. So, it has become a lot polluted. Even though Ma Ganga has power to purify itself, but the power of purification is much less than what we are putting in the river Ganga.
Well, let's start with your interview, Archana. Just give a brief introduction about yourself, to include your family background, including your father, mother, the siblings that you have, your school education that you were imparted, and which all schools that you attended right from class 8th onwards, your present qualifications that you are pursuing now, the percentage of marks that you had in class 10th, 12th, and in graduation, your sports activities that you have been doing during your school and college days, your favorite game that you play. Also, I would like to know that what kind of friends you have. How many friends do you have in your circle? Your hobbies and your spare part-time or your spare time job that you do, or the hobby that you pursue, or the extracurricular activities that you are involved in.
So my name is Archana Prajapati. Currently, I am pursuing LLB from University of Allahabad. As for my educational background, I have done my schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya, IIIT Jhalwa from Allahabad itself. And for the graduation, I chose to do a Bachelor's in Arts in Psychology and English Literature from University of Allahabad. And currently, I am a second year law student at University of Allahabad only. I've got 85% in my class 10th, 80% in my class 12th, and 80% in my graduation as well. And as for the LLB, in my first semester I got 8.8 CGPA. In the second semester I got 7.8 CGPA. Talking about my father name is Mr. Lance Naik Chandrama Ram. He is in DSC right now. Currently he is posted at 51 NSR Jammu. My mother is a beautician. She has her own shop. She has a shop of her own, that is of cosmetics. And as for my siblings, I have 2 younger sisters who are also pursuing their bachelor's in geography and defense studies from University of Allahabad. I have 2 younger brothers. The youngest one is in class 4th and the eldest one is in class 11th. So coming to my hobbies and interests, as for my hobbies, I like to cook. I also like to ride my bicycle. I am also interested in driving cars, and I do so very often. As for my friend circle, I have a huge friend circle starting from my school days only. I had a huge friend circle in my school, in my college as well, and right now also I am connected to most of my school friends and also university friends. Now talking about my sports background. Even though I like playing every kind of sports, but I have a keen interest in basketball, as basketball has been my most favorite sport from starting from my school days. I have played KVS nationals twice in basketball. I have played inter-university in basketball. I have played several district tournaments and also senior sports in basketball only. So.
Your father,
Yes, sir.
your mother, father is generally away from the home because being in the armed forces.
Yes, sir.
You would have had very little time with him. You had been basically staying with your mother.
Yes,
isn't it?
sir.
But you have a very large sibling family,
Yes, sir.
with almost 5 of you.
Yes, sir.
How do you manage with them? With this, you being the elder one, the eldest among all the 5.
Yes, sir.
How do you manage all these brothers and sisters?
So my brothers and sisters are very lovely. They do listen to me. They never go against me. They have their own opinions. We discuss a lot of things together, and they are very obedient child. So whenever I say something, they
How
just
do you
listen
say that
about
they are
it.
very obedient? Every child has got, you see, in a childhood, it is a normal psychology of a child, They create, so they have some kind of mischief.
So,
They are up to some mischief. So it's not possible that any psychologically fit person doesn't do mischief.
yes,
He
sir.
would do mischief. How do you handle that when they come with some kind of issues like this, and when they pick up fight among themselves?
Yes, sir. So we have created an environment in our home that whenever someone get into trouble or someone has to say something, they can clearly or easily say to each and everyone. So they feel free to share their thoughts. So as for the mischiefs, yes, my brother do a lot of mischief. He is a very mischievous child. He is a very notorious child. Both of them are. Also, my sisters are also getting exposed to a lot of environment because they have also started their college. So in order to tackle all these things, we talk to each other. Talking is very important, as we share a very good bond with each other. So in the evening we do sit together, drink some tea or milk.
So let's have some kind of emotional events that has taken place between you, your sisters, your father, your mother, and that was a very tough time for you to handle it. How did you do it, and what was that occasion?
So the toughest time, if I'll say that the toughest time wasn't felt like the toughest time, because I had my family with me. My father is a very supportive father. He is the one who taught me how to talk to my juniors, how to talk to my seniors, and how to make other people feel comfortable around me. So he is the person who have taught me a lot of things. Even though
There
he
must
stayed,
have been some occasion where your brother, your younger brother or sister would have, they would have come with some problems to you.
yes, sir.
What was that occasion, and how did you handle it?
So as I said that my brother is a very notorious kid. So because he do a lot of mischief here and there. So because of that, his marks was going down. He's in 11th, so obviously his marks was going down. So he was facing a lot of challenges over there, that Didi, I am not able to do this portion of the thing. I am not able to understand how should I do, even though I want to study, but I am not able to study. So these are the things which he was coming up with. Didi, help me about this. So me and my sisters, because we were, I think that we were good in studies. We were good in studies. Even both my sisters were very good in studies, I would say. So we used to help him by making a timetable for him. We used to divide portions of book into days, like you have to complete this much portion in this much days. So that's how we used to help him.
But sometimes there should have been, there would have been many occasions where there was a scuffle between you, your brothers, your sisters. Was there in hand-to-hand scuffle or not? Sometimes there would have been.
So there have been, but not with
But
me.
did you slap any one of your siblings?
No, sir. No,
Never did you?
No, never, sir.
They didn't require it, or you
No,
were constrained by your parents not to do it?
So as I said, they are very sweet kids. They listen. That is
They
very
listen to
important
you.
thing. Yes, sir.
Because they listen to you because you being the eldest one.
So they respect me, I would say.
And I think there would be some issue. You see, I can see that your father was in the army, your mother is running a beautician
Beauty parlor.
Beauty parlor.
So,
Then you have to find time for your brothers, for your sisters, for your parents, for the house.
yes, sir.
Do you help your mother in her kitchen or not?
So I do.
You do help.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite cuisine that you like to prepare?
So I like to prepare South Indian cuisines
So then, like
idli, dosa, masala dosa, sambar.
so let's have the
vada.
recipe of masala. The sambar. How do you prepare sambar?
So as for the sambar, we take arhar dal. Then we have to wash that dal and add twice the amount of dal you have taken. You have to take water twice the amount of that. So add all those things in the cooker.
So you prepare food and all for your parents, for your brothers, sisters, and all, and they are all happy with you.
Yes, sir. I am
Good.
happy with my food too.
Let's talk about your schooling.
Yes,
You have had a good schooling. Kendra Vidyalaya, Chalwa, then almost I see that you had been in Prayagraj, Allahabad,
Yes, sir.
right from the class 8th onwards that you are doing.
Yes, sir.
You never had the chance to be with your father in the cantonments.
So I had the chance.
You had the chance.
Yes, sir.
Where was that, and where did you study? How long you studied with him?
So we stayed with my father in Udhampur when he was posted in the Jammu earlier at that time. So we stayed there with him for 3 years in the Udhampur only. That time I did my schooling from class 1 to 3rd from Kendra Vidyalaya number 1 Udhampur only.
And after that you shifted to Prayagraj.
Yes, sir.
You have your own house.
Yes, sir.
Mother is looking after you, and then you did your complete schooling and for colleges from there.
Yes, sir.
During your school days, you must have picked up certain friends. Certain friends should be there right from since you are staying in the same city for such a long time.
Yes, sir.
Who are your good friends, and how did the friends help you out, or how did you help them out? What were the occasions that you had the differences of opinion with your friends, but you are able to patch up with them?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I had a huge friend circle in my school days also. So from the school days, I still have a lot of friends from there. Like I have my very close friend Apeksha with me. She is pursuing her law from Bangalore. So she is the person who actually taught me how to manage studies and sports, both the things side by side. So as for the quarrel kind of thing which we had once, it was the time when we were in our national camp. We were training over there, and during that time we also had our 10th board exams. So after the tournament we had that. So we used to play all the day. We used to get tired after playing all in the morning and in the evening. We had a very tough training time at that time. So after that, she was the one who used to study in the afternoon, and we all used to rest. But after seeing her, after observing her, I realized that if you have to score good marks and also you have to continue playing this great sport, you have to work extra hard. So after the first day, I started joining her in her study session, and we both used to study together in the afternoon.
Any occasions that you are not happy with your friends, and then you had to be not in talking terms for some time, then you patched up?
So it was not like we were not in the talking phase or something like that.
How did you handle your friends quarrel or friends fighting with each other? There must have been some occasions that friends would fight amongst each other.
So we just have to talk everything out. We just I only used to do what I used to do is just I used to talk to them. I used to talk personally to them, and then I just let them talk to each other.
I find that you're doing your science class 10th science, 12th science, and then later on you shifted to in graduation you shifted to art subjects.
Yes, sir.
You did Bachelor of Arts.
Yes, sir.
And you have taken psychology as one of your options.
Yes, sir.
Why did you choose psychology as one of your options?
So after my 12th, the COVID time was there in India. So during that time, I was able to read a lot of articles about the human behavior, about the human mind, how it works. So I got intrigued by the idea of how different people behave differently in different kind of situations. So I wanted to read more about it. So that's why I decided to do my bachelor's in psychology only, and then I took admission in the University of Allahabad in that subject only.
Any research work that you did from the psychological, any psychological research that you did with your university?
So in my third year psychology degree, we had to prepare a research work on some topic, and I prepared a questionnaire on child abuse, which is mostly likely to happen in school premises.
Child abuse is a very common issue that is being seen these days.
Yes, sir.
How do you think that, what are the reasons for these kind of child abuses, and how do you think that a family or a vulnerable child should be taught to be careful about it?
Yes, sir.
What are your research works on that?
So the first thing is that people are not aware about these things. Like parents sometimes doesn't accept, and also children don't know about good touch or bad touch. So they don't even know if something is going wrong with them. They don't even know that they have faced or they have experienced something which they shouldn't have been experiencing. So it is a very great issue that we have to focus on. Also in my paperwork which I did, I prepared a questionnaire in which a certain set of questions I have prepared. Me and my team have prepared, where questions like the questions were in Hindi.
How do you feel that a child should be taught about it? That he should be a vulnerable child, that too when it is growing age, adolescent age.
Yes,
How
sir.
should we handled? How the issue of the child abuse be handled? How should you teach a child that he should handle the issue if it comes to him or her?
So as the child grows, he or she gains a lot of knowledge from their environment only. So in this case, their mother, their father can help a lot, because firstly they live in their home only, then they go to preschool or school. So the first duty of parents, the first duty of anyone is to teach the child about good touch or bad touch, or what actually abuse looks like. It is the duty of their parents to tell them, to teach them how to tackle these
Good.
kinds of things, and how and they can create an environment where their child can easily come to their parents and tell them that, mother, this is the problem I am facing. Is it good or bad? That, like, this is the person I am talking to and he is doing this. Is it good or bad? So her mother can explain everything to her or him.
You changed over to, instead of going for PG in psychology, you shifted to law.
Yes, sir.
How did it changes from the science subjects to the art subjects and then to law?
So as I said that during the COVID time, I got intrigued by the idea of how human behavior works. So at that time I went for the psychology, but once I went to the psychology, I realized that okay, I learned everything about how behavior works. At least I know the threshold of the behavior. So then I decided to actually pursue what I want to do. That is, I want to join the Indian Defence Forces. And
What is the relevance of psychology to law?
So so as for the law, there is a criminal psychology also, which we used to study in our psychology classes. And as for the criminal psychology, I studied a lot of things about how criminal mind works, like why people do what they do. Like if someone is choosing some wrong path for themselves, then why they are doing these kinds of things. Even if someone murders someone, why he do that things. So they are quite relatable to each other, and I find it quite relatable myself also.
Let's have something on law that you are pursuing. You had been in the second year?
Yes,
Now
sir.
in the second year of law.
Yes, sir.
What was the percentage of marks in the first and second semester?
So in first semester I got 8 CGPA. In the second semester I got 7.8 CGPA.
Which part of law that attracts you more?
So it is the juvenile justice.
It's the juvenile justice.
Yes,
So it is all related to the psychology that you had been studying.
Yes, sir.
Juvenile justice you see that it happened from the case of that famous incident, bad incident that we had in Delhi about few years back. That was Nirbhaya case.
Yes, sir.
There was one boy in that
Yes, sir.
where he was let off by the court
Yes,
being
sir.
juvenile.
Yes, sir.
At what age this, as per law, the juvenile is considered to be a person who is legally not considered to be an adult?
So, basically, what juvenile means is that a child below the age of 18 years. But as for the if a child below the age of 18 years, but above the age of 16 years does a heinous crime, then the person can be treated as an adult, and the hearing of the court can go on considering the child as an adult only.
So, you pursued law just because of that, or you wanted to make a career in law? What was that issue that you shifted right from psychology to law? Because you wanted to have a law as a career, you wanted to practice as an advocate, or you wanted to go in the legal field somewhere?
So,
because you're joining the armed forces, you want to join the armed forces, then shifting to law from psychology. Something is not that I'm not convinced with.
So my main goal is to join the Indian Defence Forces, and I believe that this time I'm gonna make it.
No,
but
that,
even
okay,
though,
you are preparing. Did you appear for Command Defence Service examination?
yes, sir, I have prepared, appeared for it.
You are appeared for it.
Yes, sir.
So, because you having been from the army background, certainly your armed forces would be your first choice. Then why didn't you go for the army? Why did you go choose Air Force?
So because I wanted to fly the aircrafts.
Fly aircrafts.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which aircraft do you feel is that you are worth flying?
So,
Or you think that you, how did you get vaccinated to aircrafts?
So the 91st Air Force Day was celebrated in the Prayagraj only, and during that time I saw a lot of aircrafts flying above my house. I can see a lot of aircrafts in the sky, and by seeing all those things doing.
Can you name some few aircraft that you saw? And
So
yeah.
So I saw Sukhoi Su-30 MKI. I also saw Jaguar.
Sukhoi 32 MKI is a transport aircraft or is a combat aircraft?
Sukhoi Su-30 MKI is a combat aircraft.
It is a combat aircraft.
Yes, sir.
What are its characteristics? Any characteristics that you can explain about Sukhoi?
So as for Sukhoi Su-30 MKI, it is a third generation aircraft. It has a ferry range of around 3,000 kilometers and a normal range of around 8,000 kilometers.
What this range means? What do you mean by this range? Is it a flying range, or what kind of range
it is? A flying range.
It is a flying range.
So,
once the aircraft is fueled, it can carry on for 3,000 kilometers in one go, isn't it? That's what you mean.
So once it is filled, it can go for a ferry range. It has a ferry range of around 8,000 kilometers.
And this aircraft is which country's origin?
So it is Russian made.
Russian made.
Yes, sir.
So the aircrafts fascinate you, and then you want to fly aircrafts.
Yes, sir.
Good. Any other aircrafts that you would like to say that the Air Force has acquired recently?
Sorry, sir?
What are the other aircrafts that Air Force has acquired recently, and it
So,
was in the news for about long time?
So a very recent one is C295 aircraft.
That's an again combat aircraft?
No, sir, it is a
transport
carrier.
aircraft.
Yes, sir, transport aircraft.
What is the specialty of that aircraft?
So it has been, so basically the news was that it has been manufacturing in the Vadodara facility, and it is a combined project of India and Canada, that is of Airbus and Tata. So we are trying to manufacture it by ourselves also with the help of the Canada.
Are aware of the current Air Chief's comments that Air Force is not adequately equipped with the aircrafts?
Yes, sir. So
what does it mean?
So actually the problem is of the engines, because we are not having that much engine, so we are not able to.
We had some kind of aircraft being produced by HAL, Hindustan Aeronautical Limited.
Yes, sir.
What is that aircraft and how does it fly?
So I think HAL has been producing some helicopters also, like HAL Dhruv.
No, but some kind of combat aircraft that HAL has produced or manufactured it.
So
it is
Tejas.
Tejas.
Yes, sir. It's Tejas. HAL Tejas.
It is Tejas, and anything that you know about Tejas?
So Tejas is our second homemade, indigenously made combat aircraft.
So which was the first one?
So the first one was Marut.
Okay.
So it has been decommissioned right now, but the Tejas is the second one, indigenously built in the India. So it has a, so
Yeah. Let us have something about Tejas. Are you aware of it?
so it has a speed of 4.5 Mach.
How do you define this 4.5 Mach? What does it mean?
So Mach means the speed of sound.
Okay.
So if it is more than 1 Mach, that is supersonic, I guess. 2 to 5 Mach is around supersonic, and after 5 Mach it becomes hypersonic.
Oh, Archana, let's have something about your games that you play.
So
You had been a basketball player,
yes,
isn't
sir.
it? National, Kendra Vidyalaya national player, university, then it's a very good distinction that you have had in playing
Yes.
and the two basketball. Give me something about the dimensions of the basketball court, the number of players that they have, what is the standard of play, this game in our country, where does India stand in this game, and what did you do to promote games in your organization that you are serving in?
So the dimensions of the basketball court is 50 into 90 feet, and as for the position of India in the in international position in the international ground, is that we are at the 78th position in the FIBA ranking, but recently we have dropped 2 more positions from there. So right now we are at the 80th position in the FIBA ranking. And as for what I can do is that I can make my game much better, so that me and my teammates can play it much better.
What is this MPV national games that you have played? What is this?
So MVP is the most valuable player.
Most valuable player.
Yes, sir.
And that is an outstanding achievement.
Yes, sir. I got that during my
You had been captain of the team?
Yes, sir.
So how did you handle that team when there is an some players which are not performing well during the current when they are playing?
Yes, sir.
How do you handle it?
So we just have to remind them how much practice we have already done. Like sometimes they get overwhelmed by the amount of people sitting over there and looking at the game and how game was continuing. Sometimes they get a little bit
Let's have some events that you have had, or that occasions that you have had that your team was not performing well, and how did you motivate your team to do well in this game?
Yes, sir. So during my national time only, there was this one event where one of my player was not able to perform well because she was feeling very wary of the people looking at her and cheering for us, and also booing us. Like sometimes we do these things to lower down the morale of the other team. So she was getting a bit demotivated. So she was not able to perform well. So we just have to take a short break. We called the referee and told him, sir, we need a small break. He gave us the break. We then make a small circle in ourselves only and started chanting our that victory that we say our victory cry, which we used to scream at our loudest pace. So
I find that you're got a hobby of cooking, riding bicycle, driving cars.
Yes, sir.
Which car do you ride? And you have your own car, or you borrow from somebody in the name?
So the car is my father's.
Your father's car?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. What car do you have?
So I have Maruti Suzuki Alto K10.
Maruti Suzuki. Which one? What make is that? What brand is that?
Alto K10.
Alto K10.
Yes, sir.
And what is the size of its engine, and what is the type of engine that is had?
So as for the engine, I am not aware about the engine of Alto K10.
And what is the mileage that it gives?
So it gives around 24 kilometers in normal road.
So what speed you can drive?
So
The highest speed that you have driven?
So I have driven in fifth gear.
Fifth gear, and how long that you have driven for? How many hours?
So my village is around 350 kilometers from here. So I have driven the car over there and then back to here.
Taken your parents and all and
Yes,
gone and
sir.
come back from there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. So 700 kilometers in a day?
You can say, sir.
That you have done in one day?
Yes, sir.
And what is the maximum speed that you drove at?
So It was around 130, 140 because after that altercating just shakes a lot.
It shakes a lot.
Yes, sir.
Why does it shake? You see, because of the body structure is like this, or the make of that vehicle is weak
So because of the torque.
because of the torque effect.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain this torque effect? What do you mean understand by this torque effect?
So basically, torque helps a vehicle to stabilize itself in the road. Like if we have to go at a very fast speed, and you have
What relation does the torque have with the speed? And it has to be the ground, even the level of the road or the surface of the road, which matters in the torque, maintaining the torque.
So like if we have to take a turn from a road, so we have to lower our speed to take the turn. So here what torque does is that when you take the turn, it don't shakes the vehicle. So torque help in maintaining the body weight of the whole vehicle.
In your opinion, which is the best car which is going around in this country now?
So best I would say Mahindra. And
Mahindra from what point of view? I am talking from the fuel efficiency.
for fuel efficiency, I think people should go for Maruti Suzuki only.
Maruti Suzuki.
Yes, sir.
But that car is very fragile car. You know, when it doesn't pass the test of the standard of running on a road, rough
Yes,
road.
sir. Yes, sir.
So I think that car is not preferred by everybody.
So
For a roads like India,
Yes,
we require some robust kind of vehicles.
yes, sir.
What are these robust kind of vehicles that you suggest?
So I think that people should buy car according to their preferences. Like if you ask me about the fuel efficiency, I would prefer you the Maruti Suzuki ones. But if you ask me about doing some off-roading or going for some trekking or for some adventure, I would suggest you the 4x4 of Mahindra Thar. That will that is definitely a very good car for that aspect.
Let's have some events that has happened in the world for last 1 year, or it's going on, continuous event that is going on, international event.
So
Can you name something about that?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
So the first one is the BRI of China, that is Belt and Road Initiative of China, because China has implemented a lot of things, as it has to, as China says that they have to grow their economic power and they have to develop themselves. That's why they are doing a lot of work in this sector. They also have started their string of pearls and diamond necklace. We have a conflict of Kachativu Island with the Sri Lanka. Then we have recently USA has left the WHO and also Paris Agreement, which is also going to affect
I
India.
want to know something about the international event in context to Russian-Ukraine war. How does the European countries and India, including India, can find a solution for establishing of peace between both the countries?
So I think that India has has always been a very negotiating country. Like it has been always a peaceful country. So we were able to negotiate a lot of things with the different countries. We have a very great relationship with China. Even with China, I would say that with China, with USA, with Russia, with Ukraine, we have a very great relationship in all the aspects. So what India can do is that we can initiate a very good talk between all these countries, so that they can sit and talk on the topics which they have conflicts on. And I believe that talking can help a lot of problems. They just have to look at the problems which they have in front of them, and they just have to solve all of them.
Any domestic events that which has attracted your mind in the recent years, in the last 2 years?
So domestic event as something in national.
Yes,
nation.
national sphere,
So
which was of importance, historical importance. We had some kind of international events happening in the country.
yes, sir.
What was that?
So,
Something to do with G20 around 2 years back around.
So
Yeah, what was that? Are you
So-
aware of it?
So we did hosted the G20 event in India in the new.
It's not just about a very recent event, about a year and a half back.
Yes, sir. We hosted the G20 event in the Bharat Mandapam in the New Delhi, and we invited all the G20 members and also some other members also some other countries as as observatory countries. They were there to look at the things which were going on during that time.
Okay, Archana, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
See you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, all the best.